Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Well. A couple of days ago, I came out with a video saying, hey, Obsidian, please stop hiding. Please advertise your game. And many of you responded both on that video and to me directly on Twitter saying, there's going to be an Xbox Direct showcase. You should do more research. Avowed is clearly going to be there. What's your problem? Yada, 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 yada. I didn't even bother responding because I knew what anybody else paying attention already knew. Avowed was not going to be there. And what happened? Avowed did not show up. We got no Avowed content whatsoever. Many of you also responded saying that the advertising issue is really a Microsoft problem, more so than Obsidian. And I get that, but I still place a lot of the blame on Obsidian because they're not talking about it at all. Like, Microsoft is responsible for the packaged videos that come out, right? But there are still devs with social media accounts who, as far as I can tell, are radio silent. George Sawyer, who I understand did not directly work on the game, but he is Pillar's universe extraordinaire. He's making videos about other stuff. He's not making any videos about, hey, here's something regarding Pillars of Eternity. Hope you all are excited about Avowed. There's nothing. There's nothing all the way around. So I understand Microsoft has a lot of the blame here. And maybe I didn't put enough blame on Microsoft in that previous video. But there's no way I'm going to just say like Obsidian's off the hook and they're not part of the problem. Like, no, this is a collective issue where it's like, why isn't there more content coming out regarding this game when it's supposed to be right around the corner? And let me be clear right up front. The stuff that we're about to go over is crumbs. It is absolutely crumbs. And we should be getting way more than this considering how soon Avowed is supposed to come out. But it's all I got to show y'all. And I'm excited for the game. I want to play the game. I'm looking forward to doing content on the game. So I was like, you know what? We might as well go through it. So let's go through it. So coming from the Avowed Twitter account, you hail from the Adarian Empire, but who exactly are you, Envoy? Stranger still, you have never learned which god touched your soul. So one of the interesting things about this game is that no matter what, you have to play as someone who is godlike, which means that one of the deities in the game has touched your soul and changed it in some sort of way. Now, in Pillars of Eternity, both 1 and 2, you could choose to be a godlike, but you also always chose what kind of godlike you were, which also in turn decided what deity you were associated with. Whereas in this game, Avowed, you will not know which god has touched your soul. So you're going to get some options in character creation, but figuring that out is, I guess, part of the story you're going to go through. Very excited about this. Hopefully it turns out interesting. In the character creation menu, you'll have the opportunity to customize your godlike character and choose a background that will shape how the world perceives and responds to you. From everything I have heard, the backgrounds are amazing and really do a lot to flesh out the dialogue and help you role play as a specific type of character. So there were a lot more background options in the Pillars games, but they had a much lesser impact on your overall story. It was really just a little bit of dialogue flavoring and it gave you small stat boosts, but supposedly it's far more fleshed out and Avowed. Now, there are 6 options: Arcane Scholar, Court Augur, Noble Scion, Vanguard Scout, or War Hero. Sorry, 5. I thought originally there was 6. Maybe there's one missing here. And this time they have it selected as Noble Scion. So your background provides unique dialogue options and determines your starting weapon. All equipment and abilities are available to you regardless of your background. And then if you choose a Noble Scion, you were born to a noble house of great influence, middling wealth, and questionable morals. When scandals and succession disputes saw your family cast down, you threw yourself on the Emperor's mercy, and he shielded you. canny yet refined, you have become a formidable force at court and an invaluable ally to the emperor. So I assume this will give you a lot more options when communicating with other nobles or communicating about aspects that are political in nature, especially in regards to the emperor. I haven't seen any of the specific options regarding Noble Scion, but some of the other impressions videos did show dialogue options for Arcane Scholar, and again, look like really, really cool stuff that would help to flesh out your character more. So I'm definitely looking forward to where they go with this. From everything that I've heard, the writing is outstanding in Avowed. It is right in line with what you would expect from an Obsidian game. Now, it's here in this next section where I'm just going to be straight up honest. Things get a little iffy for me. So they say, here's a closer look at our envoys, and we're thrilled to see yours soon in the Living Lands. Now, as far as I know, Obsidian has not done a video yet where they've walked through character customization like slide by slide, right? There were accusations made that the reason Obsidian hadn't done that is because they wanted to hide from players that pronouns were in the game. I don't believe that for a second. I don't think they were trying to hide pronouns at all, especially since when you go into the inventory screen, which was all over the Impressive videos, the pronouns are right there, which is honestly kind of silly to me. Like, why do I need to see my pronouns every time I go in the inventory screen? But that's neither here nor there. I do not believe for a second that Obsidian was trying to hide the pronouns. What I do think is the situation is that Obsidian isn't all that confident about this part of the game. And I don't blame them because, in my opinion, you all can let me know down in the comments if you feel differently. But in my opinion, this is unimpressive. And if you weren't sure whether or not you were going to play Avowed, this isn't really changing hearts and minds. Especially for those of us who are familiar with the Pillars games, it's hard for me to see how the options that not just here, but have been consistently displayed by other people who have provided footage of Avowed, it's hard to see how it's not disappointing, right? Like these are multiple examples of what we're supposed to be able to do with character customization in Avowed. And I'm sorry, let me back up a little bit. We had a similar discussion with Veilguard, right? Some footage came out from IGN that showed them with their custom Qunari, and it looked terrible. It was obvious whoever did the IGN videos didn't put a whole lot of effort into their character, and it was massively ridiculed online, right? And it brought up a lot of questions about whether or not the character creator was actually good. But then there's a follow-up where BioWare came out with some of their own footage, along with some of the people who went to the event being able to come out with their footage as well. And it became obvious, whoa, hair looks amazing. You do have some options that are gonna make you, enable you to create some nice looking faces. So it's not, I don't think the character creator is as good as like BG3 or Dragon's Dogma 2, but I also don't feel like the character creator in Veilguard really brought the game down. Lack of butts and chests, notwithstanding. But with Avowed, not only was the character that IGN created, once again, not all that, but this time it was in a funny way. So I still feel like the situation is better than the way it was in Veilguard. But these are characters straight from Obsidian, I assume, or Microsoft, one of the two. Either way, these are characters that are really, really supposed to drill home for you that, hey, the character creator is something great. I feel like if you're brand new to the Pillars universe, this is definitely unimpressive. But if you're familiar with the Pillars universe, it's even more unimpressive. Like, let's look at some examples of what we're used to. These are examples of what moon godlights are supposed to look like. These are examples of what nature godlights are supposed to look like. Like, these are the portraits from the previous Pillar games. These are examples of what fire godlikes look like. There's nothing here that I feel like is even remotely as good as what's here. And then finally, let's not even talk about death godlikes who always look flat out alien, who look, intimidating, really, really cool, unique designs. This doesn't give me the same feel at all. Their next photo, it was kind of like a joke they put up. This is interesting, and once again shows a little bit more of what you can do. But if if character creation is supposed to be more impressive, it's really odd to me that we haven't seen that yet. So my assumption is this is not going to be a particularly impressive part of the game, and Obsidian is trying to wait as long as possible for players to become aware of that. If character creation is unimpressive all the way around, is it a death knell for this game? Not necessarily, but it's certainly odd that more resources weren't put in this area, because from my standpoint, if you're making a game where I'm seeing my character every time there's a conversation, then it's kind of important for you to make sure my character is someone that I feel really good about, where you give me enough customization options where it's a pleasurable experience when my character comes up on the screen. And I don't know. It doesn't really feel that way for the game just yet. Maybe it will once again when we finally have more information. I assume sooner or later a full video will come out detailing the character customization experience. Anyway, that's honestly all I have. That's all the information. Let me check. Yeah, that's pretty much all the information this tweet provided. It didn't give any more info regarding mechanics or what's available. It didn't promise when we're going to get another video or something detailing more. So I don't know what else I can tell you all, except that I definitely plan to play this game. I'm still excited about this game. I'm still hoping that it's going to be good. So definitely check back here for more Avowed content. If there's any particular video regarding Avowed you want me to make that I haven't made yet that I could make, absolutely, I would be happy to do so. So let me know, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.